right, my pleasure to have with us here today Garrison Wynn. He authored The Real Truth About Success. What the top 1% do differently, why they won't tell you, and how you can do it anyways. Garrison, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you, Kirk?
Good. Now, during your 10 years of study, I'm going to set this up for you here. You had 10 years of study. You discovered that better brains, a positive attitude, and superior all-around quality really drives true success. I'm astonished. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the reality is over the years of study, we found that top performers typically were more likely to be negative thinkers than positive thinkers. They were people who were not blindsided by things because they saw problems before they came close enough.
Right.
And a negative thinker, put it this way: if you see the glass as half empty, you're typically more motivated to fill up the glass.
Right.
And people who are kind of Pollyanna, who believe things would be okay, were just hit by things they didn't see. So.
Now, Garrison, the negative thinkers can also potentially see things coming, and they work just as well, but just they're contrarian to the positive thinker, right?
Well, not necessarily, because negative thinking means hey, this is okay, but it could be better.
Yeah.
Or negative thinking means I think we need to really look at this. I'm not sure this is going to work.
Sure.
Fatalistic thinking is which is actually pretty rare, which is the belief that no matter what I do, nothing will work out. Some people talk like that; they don't really believe that.
Right. All right.
But also we found that as far as better brains are concerned, most people who are successful are of average IQs. It is very, very rare for somebody with a 175 IQ to be the CEO or the top-performing business developer. That never happens.
Sure. All right. So maybe common sense is the common denominator that helps us all, right?
Well, I think that's true, but I think that people... I think it's true. People who of average intelligence are just more likely to listen to other people and gather better information.
All right. So what's the best way to leverage unique, distinctive qualities then?
Well, one is to take a real look at yourself to see how people actually view you, as opposed to what you think of yourself.
Yeah.
If you take a look at how you view yourself and understand, okay, that may not be true, and then take a look at how others view you and compare those two things, you get an idea how you might perform in a particular situation.
All right. Aren't we supposed to discover or really kind of create our own personal advantage then? Is that what we're talking about? Is that personal advantage?
Yeah, we are, and the best example of that is we interviewed a guy who was super successful in the concrete business, and he's 6'6" and 400 pounds, and he said that nobody ever forgot him. He was hard to forget. He was the biggest person you've ever had in your office.
Sure.
He wore bright red shirts, and you could spot him from a plane. Okay.
Right.
We interviewed someone else who believes that their weight and size holds them back.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the difference between positive and the negative side.
Well, to a great degree, the truth is that the belief is that I don't have an advantage.
Right. All right. So we all have our personal advantage. Then we just need to determine exactly what that is. Some people have a great outgoing personality. Some people are a little bit more reserved. So they need to find something else, right?
That's right. But a lot of us believe that we have to have a better idea or a better product and service, and that's not really true. I mean, who makes the most hamburgers? McDonald's. Who makes the best hamburgers? Not McDonald's.
Right, corporate branding. All right, so how do we do this? And if we were to sit down, some people are vain. They could probably find a real quick answer, but others aren't. So what do you do? Do you sit down and say, hey, and you talk to your family and friends, and you say, hey, if there was one thing that really stands out about me, what would it be? Is it what you do?
Yeah, well,
maybe find a consensus of that.
That's true. What I would do is find people who are very blunt, who are definitely going to tell you the truth. That may or may not be your family.
Right.
Oh. And that's what we recommend. Find that person that is not afraid to hurt your feelings, who is just going to tell it like it is about how you could be viewed.
All right. How critical is it to transition from self-knowledge to repeatable implementation?
Well, it's true, because knowledge is not power. The people who know the most do not do the most. Knowing it and doing it have absolutely nothing in common. And heroes and cowards feel the same fear. It's just the action they take that separates them. So it's really planning is great, but we found the people who were the most successful just took action while they were afraid.
All right. So good intentions mean nothing unless there's follow through.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. All right. So should we bask in the sunshine of well-deserved success, but be careful of resting on our laurels?
Absolutely, and I think you said that very well. We can bask in that sunshine of great success, but we can't rest on our laurels. We found that, for example, top-performing business owners all had one thing in common.
Yeah.
They were pretty paranoid.
They're losing market share or customer base or what?
Right, they were.
I mean, seriously, if you got like Microsoft comes out, let's talk about it in big business.
Sure.
They've always got to be innovative, even though they're not very innovative, in my opinion. But they've always got to come out with new products. Always have to have revisions. Always have to be out there if you're going to maintain the market, any market space you're going to have.
Right.
So you have to be constantly on the move. I don't know about you, but being stuck in a pond somewhere gets kind of mucky. You got to be in that moving stream, baby.
Absolutely. I mean, you're 100% right about that. You have to be, and in order to do that, you've got to look around you and see what the problems are. Look at your problems, and then see how what you do naturally can solve those problems. Not try to be something that you're not.
Right. There's nothing wrong, Garrison. Right. You get to where you want to be. You recognize it as a goal because you met all your goals to get there.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with basking in the glow of greatness. But then you've got to keep going because now what do you do?
That's right.
You want that personal firewall ceiling getting in your way of being even greater.
Well, what we found, I mean, beyond any shadow of a doubt, is that satisfaction is maybe the goal of the average person, but it's the enemy of success. Yeah. The people we found that were totally satisfied were by far not the most successful. They weren't very ambitious.
Right. I agree with you. All right, last thoughts.
Sure.
We all have personal advantages that we can use to stack the cards in our own favor, but people need to find out what theirs are, right?
Right.
All right. Could it be higher intelligence? Could it be good looks, liability? We talked about this earlier, but, how do people find out really what it is? They got to, sit down with somebody, but tell them, be honest with me?
Yep. Yeah, you have to find somebody who'll be brutally honest. And let me explain something to you. Some of the people who are really close to you and really care about you may not be these people. They may not be willing to say, hey, look, the bottom line is you're trying to be a model and you're freaking ugly. They may not tell you that, all right?
Right.
We've looked at your photos. They scare children. It's never going to happen for you.
That gap in your teeth is going to be a problem.
That's exactly right.
You whistle great, but I'm telling you, you just... All right.
Right, we can't get the camera far back enough to make this photo work. That's all.
we can't get the work. Garrison Wynn is with us here today. Real Truth About Success. Garrison, where can we find a copy of The Real Truth today?
At pretty much any bookstore. Barnes & Nobles, Borders, they're on sale all over the world. We've got them selling in China, the U.S.,
Get a copy
and Europe.
Garrison, thanks for being with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.